Hi, everybody. Welcome to org Waning Crescent, org number 49. We are here in the Cloud Club garden with just a handful of us residents. It's beautiful here. We wish you could be here with us so much. And we are going to hopefully feel your spirit from your comments. So please keep in touch with us as we do this. Sorry about that. Technical issues always. Many of us during these COVID times have taken up new things, new projects, new skills, new talents, and I have been working on becoming a ventriloquist, and it's been going really well. And I thought tonight would be a good night to share with you a friend of mine. Hi. This is Donkey. And I've learned a lot from Donkey during these strange times. Haven't I? Yeah, you've learned quite a bit from me. Things that I have learned include patience, sensitivity. Donkeys are very interesting creatures. I have a lot of donkeys in my life right now. I've learned patience. I've learned sensitivity. I've learned loyalty to friends. I've learned compassion. I've learned not to rush right into something, but to get my bearings and to only move forward with caution. And I thank my donkey friends for teaching me these things. Yeah, you've learned a lot from me, haven't you? All right, that's enough ventriloquism for tonight. So, in a more serious tone, the mask really helps with the ventriloquism, but it's like actually really hot, so I'm going to take it off. So on a more serious note, this show was rescheduled from June 5th or something like that for a full moon show. And it was the week, it was just a few days after George Floyd's killing. And, you know, we were moving forward with the show, and eventually just all the performers were just like, this is not right. We needed to postpone. We needed to let other voices be heard that week. And an organization called the Movement for Black Lives had actually requested that people use that particular week as a week of action. So our action was inaction on the show, but we've rescheduled it. And we are encouraging donations tonight. We're hoping to raise $500 for the Movement for Black Lives. And I'm collecting donations through Venmo at Singer Molly. But if you don't have a Venmo, you can go directly to the Movement for Black Lives. And I just thought I'd read a little bit of their mission statement so you know what you are supporting. The Movement for Black Lives is an ecosystem of individuals and organizations creating a shared vision and policy agenda to win rights, recognition, and resources for Black people. In doing so, the movement makes it possible for us and therefore everyone to live healthy and fruitful lives. So, in the spirit of that, I am going to share a song that I just wrote. Well, it's in spirit of a lot of things. And I'm going to invite one of my favorite singers of all time, very intimidating singing with her, but here's Burcu Gulec. Did I pronounce your last name right?
It was perfect.
Okay. She'll say that no matter what I said, probably. So we're going to start with this new song called Blink. keep praise for us. Prayers disconnected and will we try to save the world from us, or to just save ourselves? Is the earth sloughing off her skin, and a blink all that we have been? And we only clap with one hand and bury our heads in the sand, looking out across this divided land. And we only clap with one hand and bury our heads in the sand, staking our claims on stolen land, tilled by enslaved hands, and built on enslaved backs, and we seem to forget, and so we repeat ourselves. This old world spins much faster than before. All our bluster, this old world spins much faster than before. When we were younger, this old world spins much faster than before. With all our gestures, this old world spins much faster than before. When we have a chance, this old world spins much faster than before. With all our gestures, this old world spins much faster than before. When we were younger. Thank you, Burcu, so much. All right, so we are now going to take you all the way to Cambridge. And my dear friend of so many years, I've lost count, Tony Leva, who is probably making his org solo debut. He's usually playing with me. And he is also making his animation debut, I believe. He made a small short film just for this, I believe. And he's going to start with that. And then he's going to play some synthesizer and some upright bass and who knows what else. You never know what you're going to get with Tony. So take it away.
This is a national emergency.
There's an issue of injustice, there's an issue of racism, there's an issue of power.
There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken, and they are lucky that what Black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and it's nice to know that you're all out there. Molly and Burcu, thank you for that lovely introduction, and what a beautiful song. I hope that's one that we get to play on together someday. So I'm going to play a couple tunes on bass, and then switch to synthesizer. I'm going to start off with, first I'd just like to say one thing about that animation. There are 2 sound bites in there, which I do not have permission to use. I did not ask for permission, but I want to give credit to the 2 voices you heard. First was a gentleman, Lecrae, and then a woman, Kimberly Jones, were the voices in there. So I'm going to begin with a piece entitled For Django. Written, it's the only album that great and late bassist Henry Grimes led. It was a trio, and Henry passed back in April due to COVID complications. And many of you have seen me do a cranky performance about my time with Henry, and so I'd like to play a piece for him. This piece is called For Django. I'm going to retitle it For Django for Henry. All right. That was for Django for Henry. And now I'm going to play a piece based on a gospel called Jesus on the Main Line. Not a religious person, but I do love some gospel music, and I also appreciate this title, Jesus on the Main Line, and just thinking about it, sort of like I can reach out through the telephone at any time, and sort of thinking what's going on these days with Zoom and how much time I'm spending on Zoom. And that's our new main line. Yeah, it's been an improvisation based on Jesus on the Main Line. Thank you. And next up, I just had some housemates checking me out from the back on the other side of the door. I just heard some clapping, which was real nice. So thank you for that. I'm going to trust y'all. Others are clapping too. So I'm going to put my headphones on for this one because the Cintier is sensitive to the weather. And we've had some real hot days, and it's been wonderful being outside with it. But the last couple of days have been pretty chilly, so it's very quiet. And I like the way it sounds where I can hear it a little bit more with the microphone coming through. So I'm going to do this final piece. It's called the music from Morocco. It's called Gnawa music, Gnawa. I highly recommend looking that up on YouTube. And you'll find some great stuff, or reach out to me, send something in the chat. I'll give you my email address. This piece is inspired by the Gnawa foot dance that I've seen the wonderful Hassan Hakmoun perform. And there's a foot dance that accompanies this, and it's not happening tonight because I'm just going to do the Cintier part. Someday you'll see me do the foot dance. Yeah, I'm going to play that piece. And I want to thank everybody for checking this performance out, for being in your homes and supporting live music and supporting living good lives. So without further ado, the Gnawan foot dance. thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me, Molly. And it's great to see you, Crystal and Rocky, earlier. And I'm really looking forward to hearing your music. Thanks, everybody. And please do reach out if you'd like to get in touch. Happy to answer any questions or just catch up. I'm sure there are many of you I haven't seen or spoken to in a while. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Tony. Love you so much, my brother, and so many things. So glad to have you play our first remote org. So I just wanted to tell everybody we're already halfway to our goal for the Movement for Black Lives. We've raised $260 and we're hoping for 500. So any little bit you can toss our way is going to go directly to them. And we're going to have the unbelievable Burcu next. And she's going to do some interesting things with audio and video, and she's going to let you see the sad emptiness of the garden, but it's still very beautiful, so it's not all sad. So here we go.
Thank you, Molly. Before I start, I wanted to share with you the names of the poetry that I'm going to share today and the poets as well. So the first piece will be a poet from Nazım Hikmet. He's a Turkish poet, and the poem's name is On Living. The second piece will be my own original, and then the third one is going to be a Maria Rilke poem, Let This Darkness Be a Bell Tower. And then the last poetry will be from Walt Whitman, Song of the Open Road. And I did some experimentations around them, so I hope you like it. Thanks. Living is no laughing matter. You must live with great seriousness. Like a squirrel, for example. I mean, without looking for something beyond and above living. I mean, living must be your whole occupation. Living is no laughing matter. You must take it seriously, so much so and to such a degree that, for example, your hands tied behind your back to the wall. Or else in a laboratory in your white coat and safety glasses. You can die for people. Even for people whose faces you've never seen. Even though you know living is the most real thing. The most beautiful thing. I mean, you must take living so seriously that even at 70, for example, you plant olive trees. And not for your children either, but because although you fear death, you don't believe it. Because living, I mean, weighs heavier. This earth will grow cold, a star among stars and one of the smallest, a gilded mote on blue velvet. I mean this, our great earth. This earth will grow cold one day. Not like a block of ice, or a dead cloud even, but like an empty walnut. It will roll along in pitch black space. You must grieve for this right now. You have to feel this sorrow now. For the world must be loved this much. If you're going to say, I lived. You're lost, and I can't help you, even though I love you. You got to spit up the rocks you swallow and open your ears to us. Ignore me. What I said, just listen to yourself talk. Show how you feel, even though I don't understand. Not for me to understand. You gotta spit up the rocks you swallowed and open your ears to us. Ignore me. What I said, just listen to yourself talk.
Quiet friend who has come so far, feel how your breathing makes more space around you. Let this darkness be a bell tower, and you the bell as you ring. What batters you becomes your strength. Move back and forth into the change. What is it like, such intensity of pain? If the drink is bitter, turn yourself to wine. In this uncontainable night, be the mystery at the crossroads of your senses, the meaning discovered there. And if the world has ceased to hear you, say to the silent earth, I flow. To the rushing waters speak, I am.
Henceforth I ask not good fortune. I myself am good fortune. Henceforth I whimper no more, postpone no more. Need nothing. Done with indoor complaints, libraries, worthless criticisms, strong and content. I travel the open Thank you.
Thank you so much, Burcu. You're a phenomenon. So we are going to leave Boston now, and we are going to jet over to North Carolina, Chapel Hill, for Crystal Bright. She is a great singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, ethnomusicologist who has played a few orgs and other events here in the garden at Cloud Club. And so she was somebody that I thought of to invite to be a part of this first remote org. That's one thing, is that you can play with all the people you've toured with very easily. So that's a real treat to have her. She didn't even have to trek all the way over here. So Crystal, take it away.
Okay, I think just trying to make sure my camera's right. Thank you, Molly, and everyone else. I've been really enjoying seeing you guys again, connecting across the wide states during this time. I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in and start with a song. Well, let me check and see if you can hear me still. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with a song that, and I'm really grateful for my friend Robert for letting me use his screen porch to do this, because I don't have high-speed internet right now where I'm living. So we're in the process of moving and finding a new place. And it's an interesting time to do that. So this is a song about a friend I had that was in Thailand from here, a musician friend who took his life last year. And all the emotions that go along with that, and feeling like, regret, and like I should have been there more, and I wish I would have been there more for communication. And now I'm just really present to being that for my friends and being there no matter what they're going through, because you never know when the last time you're going to see them is. I'm really present to that, especially in these times. So this one's called I'll Hold You. I found you on the floor tonight and wondered why I couldn't see the depth of all the pain you've carried. I can't go on like this, you said. I'm going nowhere fast. Leave me, I will be alright. We've been on a prayer. I tried to be the one who saved you. I wasn't strong enough, but I'll hold you till you sleep, hold you till you sleep. I left you there with hopes when I awoke that you would be redeemed. I never thought it would end like this. I cried because I couldn't sleep. A way to save you from this life of abandonment and pain. I walked away too soon. I should have made more time. I tried to be the one who saved you. I wasn't strong enough, but I'll hold you till you sleep, hold you till you sleep. If I can keep you alive, I promise to stay by your side until you close your eyes. Hold you till you sleep, hold you Checking in, checking in. Okay. So I'm going to stick with the piano. Then I'm going to switch to the accordion. And this is a song called The Edge of Love. And it's about the whole saga and adventure of wanting to be with someone that doesn't want to be with you. And then realizing, oh, that's okay. I have my self-worth now, and I'm going to take care of myself, and that's my priority. And this is the jazzy version that Robert, who's sitting on that in the peanut gallery over here. He's not really being a peanut gallery though. He's being very quiet, and he's amazing. And I wish you guys could see him, but we do jazz stuff together, and it's great. He used to play keyboard with his grown-up zippers, and he's doing amazing things now with this guy Danny. Anyway, I don't want to go on a tangent. He's amazing, and he's teaching me jazz piano, and it's awesome. So I'm going to play this jazz version, and he's going to grade me later. My song about taking care of yourself. So I hope you all are doing that, especially now. See if I can remember it. Too much pressure. I got all emotional. I'm getting it together. Give me 1 second. When I saw you for the first time, I could feel my heartbeat in my hand. It's like I've known you always. You're the one I've longed for all my life. Do you want me to meet me outside? The grass is greener on your side. Please don't hide from me. When you called me for the last time, I saw my heart fall onto the ground. Need to learn to laugh more, but it's hard without you by my side. Meet me outside. The grass is greener on your side. Please don't hide from me. Bridge this great divide, and I will share with you my secrets and the deepness of me. I have tried to bend but not break, to give more than take, but you're not moving. Oh, you're just staring past me. And now I can see you're not meant to meet me outside. The grass is greener on my side. I don't mind that you lied and I cried, and all the words that rhyme with what I'm feeling. I'll just be here taking care of me. Woo-hoo. All right, switching to the accordion. Thanks. So the last time, I think it was last year or the year before, I can't keep track, that I played up at the org with Tony and Jonathan and some amazing musicians up in Boston. And I was just talking to Robert about how I'm so grateful that I got to spend 8 years touring the world and the country, meeting so many different amazing musicians and people and connecting. And because that's one of the main purposes of my life, is connecting to people and connecting people and empowering them, and working a lot on figuring out how to do that right now and building my businesses and streams of income, and being a contribution to the world and figuring out what that looks like. And music is one of those things that brings us all together, right? And so this is a waltz if you feel like dancing at home. And I kind of want to be funny and tell you that originally this song is about, how hard it is to be in love with a sociopath, and and Sherlock Holmes. It was inspired by Sherlock Holmes and that whole story. And I'm really, to say it again, getting present to how many people actually that we don't realize have a lot of issues and mental disabilities and have been diagnosed with things that cause their lives to be a lot harder than we realize. And so I want to say this is for everyone who's dealing with anything like that, and to reach out to those people and be there and have compassion and patience and courage for all of those things that we're dealing with, because our society and culture is so weird, and we have to have love for that and know that we're all one. And it sounds cliche, but it's really true. Everything in the ancient texts and everything everyone's saying now, and all the work everybody's doing, is for the same thing. It's like we're all dealing with the same thing, and we're all one, and we all need to love each other. So here's a waltz for everybody to dance to that's about that. Inside my head, it seems to me most everything that's true is not for you. So far away, oceans apart, you'll be the end of me. It's true, I'm free. See
The starlit night will bring you haste, the twisted lip aside. Inside my head, it seems to me most everything that's true is not for you. So far away, oceans apart, you'll be the end of me. It's true, I'm through. Bring high adventure to our lives and logic to our biased minds. Success of all your failures, hence escape from our imprisonment. Set right the wrongs from which the world is played for you and I. Swirling fog and acrid smoke, bite us deep inside, bite us deep inside.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Donkey. How are you? I'm good, but I have a few thank yous. Let me make sure I have lighting on me. So I want to thank our volunteer lighting designer, Carl Groos, who put all these beautiful fairy lights out for us so that it looks like a magical Christmas fairyland here. We wish you could be here to enjoy it with us and feed me some carrots and apples and hay. Oh, that's sweet. So what's happening next on the show? Well, actually, I have something else to say. We're doing really good with donations for the Movement for Black Lives. We're already at 410. Wow. Thank you so much, everybody. We're hoping for 500. 500! So we're close to that. Really appreciate it. We really do. Really so much. So, let me do the next introduction. Okay. So, next up is someone very dear to me, my brother, Rocky, all the way from LA. He is really the first person I thought of when I knew we were going to do a remote org. And he will be streaming live from his self-built isolation chamber, not exactly, soundproofed room that he made himself in LA. And he is going to be playing a plethora of instruments, and he has blown us all away during our sound checks. So this is a huge, huge treat. And he is kind of doing his live stream debut of his new project, RAKHALS. RAKHALS, RAKHALS. So take it away, Rocky.
Hello out there. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to turn this fan off. And I'm going to start with something that's very new. That's sort of a little mini suite. I guess I'll just start. Here we go.
Said the prophet to the profiteer, hey, fancy meeting you here, where the rubber meets the road, where the blood distills to gold. Like the song you sung for so long, can't remember where you learned it from. But the words you heard, darling, rest assured, were the ones we raised you on. Shall we let the garden go to seed? Shall we dwell among the weeds? Said the prophet to the profiteer, now that it's only you and me left I swear I saw a light go out as the band began to play. Those angels in their broken parapets began to sway. And all the lies we told to keep the ugly truth at bay, they fall to fail, dissolve like smoke in air, and slip away. Can the sons of mighty men ever make enough amends for the mighty sins the kings inflict upon the kingdom? In the dawn of the unicorn, in the dawn, did you don the uniform? Swallow the seed, water the weed, coffee bag, bury your teeth, ingest the debt till we forget which way the sun is bound to set. Medicine man, head in the sand, baptize the bottle in your hand, drinking the deep salt of the sea, sweet Ollie, Ollie, Eveline. I swear I saw a light go out as the band began to play. Those angels with their halos all ablaze disintegrate, and all the lies we sold to keep the lonely truth at bay. They fall to fair, dissolve into the flood and wash away.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The resounding applause is just deafening. That's all I can hear. Whew. I might have overdone it with my preparations. My vocal cords are a little tired. So that was very new. I'm gonna go and play something very old now. And I will dedicate this, if you guys are out there, to my friends Joshua and Gideon. It was 10 years ago this summer that the three of us set out across this country in a station wagon and played too many shows. That was actually my first time visiting California. LA was on that tour. My first time I set foot here. Now I live here. In the 10 years since that tour, a lot has changed. And technology has come a long way. And so you guys, I miss you a lot, but I've replaced you with algorithms, and there's just so much less conflict that way. I think it's for the best. Here we go. Oh man, it's hot in here, let me tell you.
There's a heap of glass laying in your lap. May have been half full, but you let it crack. Say it's the last of the last of the last. Leave me be now in peace and don't come back. You say you know when you don't. You say you think when you float. Oh no. La la la. La la la. La la la. There's a gleam in the stream beckoning to me. La la la. La la la. Does the promise stretch just enough to reach? La la la. La la. Oh, you can toe the line, you can bend the strings. La la la. What you don't spend now, you cannot keep. La 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 la. La 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 la. You say you know when you don't. La 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 la. La 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 la. You say it works well when it's broke. La 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 la. La 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 la. You say it's all a dumb joke. You say you will when you owe. 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 La la la. This reminds me a lot of playing a show in the Carnegie Mellon cafeteria and finishing a song and just crickets. I'm just gonna imagine that you're all shouting. Keep it moving, keep it moving. I'm gonna switch over to this little guy and play a song that is newer than the last song, but older than the first song, and has gone through a few incarnations without being really recorded or released or anything. It started on guitar, came to this, back to guitar. Now it's back on this. We'll see, we'll see. This is called Watering the Weeds. Well, we was running with the bulls, we was howling with the wolves. In the dark before the dawn, they were sounding out a song to know one. While you was barking up the trees, I was watering the weeds. In the house upon the hill, where time stands still, and I watched you pound that head against the ground, just to make some sound. Throw me out, the flood and the drought. Come on, wear me down, help me out. Ooh, ooh. And all those hours that were spent on letters never sent, how them sentences bent, trying to work out what it meant. Throw me in all over again. Come on, curse me down, jerk me around. Come on, help me. Oh, oh, oh. We'll be sleeping with the dogs. We'll be croaking with the frogs. In the dark beyond the dawn, they'll be sounding out a song to know, oh, oh, oh,
Thank you to my live audience consists of one. There's two other creatures in this room with me. One of them is awake. One of them is not. One of them is a dog. One of them is a human. I'm gonna let you decide which is which. How am I doing on time? I have one or two more. 14. Okay. I think maybe I'll do both. Well, things are gonna get really weird here now for a minute. So join me on a journey through time and space. Oh yeah, this thing back here, which you might have seen rocking around on its own, is called a Shruti box, and it's like an accordion or a pump organ or a harmonium, in that there's a bellows on the back that you pump, and this is so behind each one of these little windows is a tuned reed, and it looks very confusing at first, but it's laid out like a piano. So there's 3 octaves, and this bottom row in each line is like the white keys. These ones on top would be the black keys. So it's less hieroglyphic when you realize that. If you know how a piano's laid out, now you know what key this song is in, probably. This thing here is exactly what it looks like. That's funny. Midway through that, I realized that while going into a lengthy description of what that was, I then didn't explain that I'm operating it with a foot pedal. And then moments after that, the foot pedal ceased to operate. So we can call that justice or ESP or something, but the foot pedal was left out and it made me pay. Okay, one last little thing here. If you can't tell, I have a problem with buying too many musical instruments. And this last thing I'm going to do, just thank you everybody really for tuning in. I haven't been able to read comments or anything, but if people are saying nice things, that's nice, and I love you all, and thank you, Molly, for putting it together. I'm going to play this last ditty on this other Indian instrument. So this is an Indian instrument back here, and what am I doing? Oh, and this thing to my right here is called a bulbul trang. At least that's my approximation of the pronunciation. And I'm going to close things out with a sappy tune that everyone will know. And yeah, these are very strange times, so it's nice to connect however we can. Thank you all. Can't use that.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. In the sky we look upon should tumble and fall. Then the mountains should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, whoa, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rocky. That was incredible. A real treat to have you from LA as part of this night. So we are getting towards the very end of the show. I'm going to play one song on my own, and then Burcu and I are going to do the grand finale. And we are almost at our goal for the Movement for Black Lives. We are at $460. We just need $20 more. So please, I'm sorry, $40 more. That's why I'm not a mathematician. But my math SATs were better than my English SATs. So that gives you some idea of how bad my English SATs were. So I'm going to play one song. No, my SATs weren't that bad. There's cackling going on in the garden that you can't hear. It's the crickets. And the blood approaching. He is anchored her to no end, and now she gets her revenge. And as the storm gathers force, will he move inland? Will he move inland? Will he change his course? We're moving inland. We're moving inland. Moving into the mouth of a stealing, leaving, and changing tide. Hundreds of years, oceans and lands, landed, he has shown her no mercy, and she has no sympathy. Only way all together to control the weather. Now will he go inland? Now will he go inland? Take the good look around. We're going inland. We're going inland. Oh, we need to get out of the path brought about by our reaping, taking, and changing. And the fires are burning, and the waves and the seas and the tide is turning. The only way all together finally control the weather. The only way all together finally control the weather. The only way all together finally control the weather. The only way all together finally control the weather. And I know we all together finally control the weather. And I know we all together finally control the weather. And I know we all together finally control the weather. And I know we all together finally control the weather. And I know we all together finally control the weather. Control the weather, 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 control the weather. Thank you. So, yes, come on up. So, thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of tonight, even though you weren't here in the flesh. We appreciate you tuning in. And we're going to play one more song. Some of you out there might know that when I was 17, 18 years old, a senior in high school, my school musical was Hair. And it was being a part of that was really one of the most amazing experiences of my life. And during the last bunch of weeks, Vesela just laughed at me, but it's true. And I'm not ashamed of it. So she can laugh all she wants. But anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so it was really powerful and meaningful, and for all these teenagers to just kind of inhabit that story. And I've been thinking about Hair a lot over these weeks and that time, and how little progress we've made in so many ways, and revisiting the Hair soundtrack. And I wanted to do this song from Hair to end this evening that you've shared with us together. Eyes look your last, arms take your last embrace, and lips show you the doors of breath. Seal with the righteous kiss, seal with the righteous kiss. The rest is silence. The rest is silence. The rest we starve looks at one another short of breath, walking proudly in our winter coats, wearing smells from laboratories, facing a dying nation of moving pain with fantasy, listening for the new told lies, with supreme visions of lonely tunes, singing our space on a spider web. Sitar, life is around you and in you. As the force Timothy Leary, dearie. Let the sun shine, let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Let the sun shine. Let the sun shine in, the sun shine in. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Burcu. Thank you, Crystal Bright from North Carolina. Thank you, Tony Leva from Cambridge. RAKHALS from Los Angeles. I want to give a shout out to Jesse Gulec Bradford, who has been our TV producer tonight. He's been making it happen. I also want to thank Sean Sullivan for helping to make it happen, as well as Vesela Stoyanova, or is it Stoyanova? Well, she worked through she did a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, not for this event, but she helped us make this event possible by the blood, sweat, and tears that she had done already. Let me see if we made our, well, even if we didn't make our goal, we were very close to our goal. So, and I also want to thank Carl Gruss for the incredible lighting and Lee Barron for everything. Thank you so much, everybody.
And Molly Sastry. Thank
And
you,
Molly.
Molly, for organizing this whole thing.
Good thing.
Thank
I
you.
survived. I survived. That's what it's about right now. It's about survival. Please donate to the movement for Black Lives, as well as a variety of, so many people need money right now, but there are some issues that are long overdue. And we miss all of you so much. Who knows, maybe we'll do a very small audience event before it gets too cold to do so. We just have to wait and see with masks and stuff.
And
Thanks, everybody.
Vesselo is also saying that we miss everyone so much, so we
Yes,
can't wait
it's not just me
for you to be
who's
here.
missing you all.
Yeah. So
All right, good night.
good night.